16 people have been killed in overnight Israeli shelling in the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. Children are among those killed and injured. The Israeli strikes hit a house in the eastern part of the city. Fighting's also been taking place between Palestinian groups and Israeli forces near Nasser hospital in Khan Younis. Going to speak to Hani Mahmoud. He's live with us from Rafah in southern Gaza. Talk us through the latest strikes, Hani.
Yes, well, another night of more death and destruction in an overcrowded part of the Gaza Strip, mainly Rafah city, and this time the location is at eastern side of Rafah city, where a residential home accommodating 3 families, the owner of that targeted home as well as 2 displaced families were sheltering inside the house for the past few weeks, and since the beginning of the war, 16 people reported killed and multiple other injuries, all reported to a Nasser hospital that's in central Rafah. There were rescue efforts all the way till early mornings of this hour, looking for more people under the rubble. We're expecting the number to increase within the coming hours as the civil defense crew members are finding it quite feasible now to move, as the artillery shelling has ceased within the past 2 hours. So the expectation to see more people reported to a Nasser hospital, either injuries or those who are killed. But Rafah now is increasingly becoming quite dangerous and risky. We're looking at overcrowded evacuation centers, overcrowded residential homes. People are everywhere here, either in the streets, on the sidewalk, or inside these residential homes, or they are inside their tents they set up across Rafah city, sheltering from the horror of these bombs and missiles. A single missile right now in this overcrowded area can kill a large number of people. That explains the large number of casualties at every single airstrikes taking place in Rafah now. Mainly we're looking at women and children, because they are the most vulnerable group that seek shelter inside these residential homes or inside tents, while men are spending the time outside looking either for the food or looking for the food supplies needed for family members to survive the horror and the terrible living conditions in Rafah city. In Khan Younis, another bloody night where the Israeli military tanks and armored vehicles, under heavy coverage of artillery shelling and airstrike, pushed deeper once again near Nasser hospital in an area better known as the Namsawi block. That's within the vicinity of both Nasser hospital and the Jordanian field hospital, destroying the remaining residential homes, as well as desecrating a cemetery within the area and destroying many of the graves, and newly buried bodies were removed from inside the graves. There are reports about heavy confrontations between the invading forces and the Palestinian fighting groups on the ground. But here, the intensity of the bombings could be heard from Rafah city, as it was really intense in terms of magnitude, in terms of scale, and the loud explosion that it caused, as these tanks and armored vehicles were either at the beginning were pushing deeper, and at early hours of the morning they pulled out of the area, leaving it in a complete destruction. In the central area, both Al-Buraj, Al-Maghazi refugee camps were under heavy artillery shelling and massive airstrike, leaving many people injured, and many reported to Al-Aqsa hospital. Again, a reminder that Al-Aqsa hospital is on the brink of a collapse due to a large number of casualties reported to it.
Hani, thank you very much indeed. Hani Mahmoud talking to us from Rafah.